Hey everybody, it's Shogun here, and I swear to God I'll get up VVVVV Part 5 eventually. Anyways, guess what I've got? She has a card. Kiora finally is represented with a new card. And she's really good. She has exactly the same mana cost as her previous card, and she starts off with 4 loyalty points. Your +1 is untap up to 1 target creature and up to 1 target land, so, that's obviously very solid. Her -2 is reveal the top 4 cards of your library. You may put a creature card and or land card from among them into your hand, and put the rest into your graveyard. Her -8 is you get an emblem with whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may have it fight target creature. Then put 3/8/8 blue octopus creature tokens onto the battlefield. Now sadly that last part isn't a part of the emblem, or else you could just have unlimited octopus fighting unlimited things. But that's so good! Might I also mention that in her official artwork, as well as in other pictures of her, she's frequently holding the Bident of Thassa. For those of you who may not remember, Kiora was basically like hanging around Theros where Thassa, the sea god, was, who's essentially Theros' Poseidon, in order to try to retrieve sea monsters like krakens, leviathans, giant octopi, serpents, etc., in order to defeat the Eldrazi menace on her home plane of Zendikar. Now, Thassa was kind of peeved at Kiora, because Kiora was all like, hey guys, I'm here and I'm powerful and I'm a mage and stuff, and people were like, oh my god, it's an embodiment of Thassa! Look, it's a beautiful avatar! And while they were right on the beautiful part, they were not right on the avatar part. Kiora, however, did a little to dissuade them, created a large following of the native, Triton people, which are the merfolk of Zendikar, and not Zendikar, Theros, and essentially Thassa was all like, I'm gonna be a big old poop to you, cause they like you better than they like me, as you do in Greek mythology. And Kiora's like, ha, no actually. So Kiora decided that it would be a good idea, and it was, to attempt to steal this giant sea monster that I can't remember the name of, that is actually has a sunken city on top of it. I don't know if she did. She was ferrying Elspeth and Ajani to Nyx during this time, or at least, pretending to or whatever, but that happened. So what I'm guessing is that Kiora and Thassa got in a fight after that. Thassa sends Elspeth and Ajani on their way. Kiora gets in a fight with Thassa, beats the shit out of Thassa, maybe even kills her. I mean, if Elspeth can kill Xenagos, anything's possible, and takes her Bident. Kiora is my favorite planeswalker, by the way. That actually brings up another interesting point. My favorite color combination, especially for 2 colors, but, just in general, in Magic the Gathering, are blue and green, in their purity. So, I do like blue-green-black, I do like blue-green-white, I do like blue-green-red. I actually like every single color combination, but my favorite is blue-green. I connect most to blue-green. I think that my personality is primarily most similar to blue and green, those are my dominant colors. And I just super duper like the vibe of blue-green in Magic the Gathering. This is incredibly important, though. Magic does tend to focus on ally colors more than it does enemy colors. Blue and green, for those of you guys who don't know, are enemy colors. They are allies to white, which connects them, and then they go off on their separate ways, and green becomes allies with red, and blue becomes allies with black. So, they're enemy colors, they don't like each other. But this is a point that I can't stress enough. Magic in this set seems to be stressing, at least subconsciously, or perhaps, subtly, maybe not subconsciously, but subtly, maybe not even enemy colored vibes, because there are certainly a lot of allied colored, cards and stuff. I talked a little bit last time about how I wanted those cards that are both plains and forests, and plains and islands and stuff like that, to be printed for enemy colors, and I certainly hope they do. I kind of hope that they wait until the next, the part 2 to Balfour Zendikar or whatever at the gate, in order to do that. But I do think that they're going to do that, and Magic does seem to be making up for this a little bit in this set. You want to see? I want to see. You want to see? I want to see. Alright, so it's called Bring to Light, and it absolutely looks fantastic. Look at that artwork. It's so cool. It's a 5-drop blue and green sorcery with Converge. You search your library for a creature, instant, or sorcery card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of colors of mana spent to cast Bring to Light. Exile that card, then shuffle your library. You may then cast that card without paying its mana cost. So whenever you want to. So you bring to light a creature, sorcery, or instant from your deck, put it to the side or whatever, and then you can cast it whenever you want to. That's really good for a search card. Another fantastic example of things that give me the scrolls is this card, Lumbering Falls. So it enters the battlefield tapped, and you can tap it in order to add 1 green or 1 blue mana to your mana pool. Or you can pay 2 and 1 blue and 1 green in order to have it become a 3/3 green and blue elemental creature with hexproof until end of turn, and it's still a land. This is exactly what they were doing in the original Zendikar block, except enemy colored, and I love it, and it looks so cool! But, seriously, can somebody help me out? Because I don't see how this looks like a creature at all. Because, with the newly added Shambling Vent, I can clearly see how it looks like a creature, but I kind of can't with Lumbering Falls. Oh well, it still looks awesome. There's also Skyrider Elf, which also has Converge. But does it look a little familiar to anyone else? I mean, they're even all mana rays. That mana rays look kind of like this. I'm a bad person. I decided to put my headphones back on because my hair looked awful. So why do I like blue-green so much? I don't know. I mean, I like the vibe. I like how blue and green is often deep sea, and I'm way into the weird eccentric deep sea stuff. Honestly, it just feels so different than any other color, and I connect to it. Not because it's, so different or anything, but, those are two separate thoughts. But yeah, I just connect to it. They're my two colors. I do value intuition and rationality, which does seem sort of opposite and stuff like that, but that's okay, they're enemy colors. And I do value, logic, and I do love nature, and I think that some of the blue-green lands are the most beautiful in Magic the Gathering. But of course, this is from my perspective, and I'm blue-green. But I don't just like Kiora because she's blue-green. She could be really any colors and I would like her. She could just be mono blue. I could see that. They I think made an even better decision by making her also green, but again, blue-green. But I like her because Magic does really know how to write people. They know how to write characters. They seem very, very in touch with what humans behave like. And they make people extraordinarily dynamic. So Kiora, her main goal is to save her home plane. 1, that's awesome. 2, that's really awesome. Okay. And she is willing to, not only travel the world and explore, which is something that she values, and that's also a very blue-green thing. There's even cards that are, anyways. Exploration and curiosity, and, sometimes she does, go off on, tangents and, just explore and stuff. I mean, she's a planeswalker. She swims throughout the multiverse. Literally or metaphorically or fucking whatever. But she's willing to lie and deceive, and honestly sometimes doesn't care when she hurts and destroys things in order to complete her goal. And, that doesn't seem like a good thing, but she's trying to save not only her home plane of Zendikar, but presumably the entire multiverse from the Eldrazi. And so in this way, I do see her sort of similar to Sorin, except Kiora is, curious and she is sort of arrogant, but she's also seems kind of self-conscious. If you guys want to look up any articles about Kiora or whatever, I'll send them down in the links, or I'll send the links down in the comment or the freaking description or whatever below. But yeah, so Kiora's awesome. I love Kiora. And I hope that you guys have an awesome battle for Zendikar with me. Kiora and I are fighting. You guys are gonna fight, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye. So hey, this is Ned. Sorry about, like, you know, all that, but I figured I should probably say something about this. So today is September 11th, 2015, and for you Americans and probably a lot of other people abroad, I mean, nobody watches me from abroad, but you guys know that this was the day that Al-Qaeda bombed the Twin Towers, resulting in 2,996 deaths. So a moment of silence for that. Alright, rest in peace, you guys. I'll see you later. Those hips don't lie!